Hello, beautiful children of China. It's your teacher, Timothy. Get the cobwebs out of your mind because it's time to learn something new. Just me and you. Okay? So we're going to do some reading today of a good book. It's so much fun to read a book because there will be some new words. And remember, the words that we might talk a little extra about, some newer words, come in a certain color, a special color on the page. So we'll point those out as we go, okay? And we'll talk about it as we go. This is one of my favorite stories, and it's so good for you to learn about the Dr. Martin Luther King. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is his actual full name at the end of his life. He was not only a reverend, which means a pastor, someone that leads a spiritual community, and also a doctor. He was a doctor, a PhD in theology, I believe, so that he was, had a lot of credentials. Anyway, I want to also invite George. George, would you come up here? George, where are you? George. Oh, good. There you are, George. Will you say hi to everybody? Go up there. Go right up to the, yeah, there. Say hi, George. George, say hi. Good. Come on back now. Stand here. Listen, George, to about Martin Luther King Jr. I think you'll like this one, okay? So just stand right there and listen. Let's read our book together, okay? Here we go. First, let's make this much smaller. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good. That's much smaller. That's good. Now we can really read together. Here we read the story of Martin Luther King Jr. And here's the author. The author here is Johnny Ray Moore, the one who is the author. And then the illustrator is here, Amy Wummer. Amy Wummer. And that illustrator means that they made the pictures and the author made the words. So let's keep going here as we go. Talk about Martin Luther King Jr. Now there's usually, oh, look at this. This is the illustrator made this nice picture about all these children. This boy right here is really studying. I wonder if that's Martin Luther King Jr. when he was a young man. And then of course there's always a dedication of the book. Whoever wrote this book and illustrated this book did it and at the end said maybe these are their children. So to Jackie, Janelle, Jarita, and Jamaica. Those are the names of the kids that the book is dedicated to. It must be the author's children, usually, or somebody that they know. Here we start on the first page, the story of Martin Luther King Jr. by Johnny Ray Moore, illustrated by Amy Wummer. And here's a nice picture of Martin Luther King Jr. And over here is Abraham Lincoln. Here, now we'll start our story, okay? Here we go. Get ready to read with me. You can follow with your finger on the page if you'd like. Here we go. Every January, we celebrate the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. Do you know why we remember him? Do you know why we remember him? Now here's the word birthday. It's in a nice green color. The word birthday, this is the day that you were born, or I was born, or Martin Luther King Jr. was born. And we celebrate that day. Here there's a boy right here marking the calendar, January. And here they're celebrating Martin Luther King Jr., January. And here's a picture of him, and they're really putting up some nice decorations. And here's a choir that's singing, woot, woot, woot. And here are some people listening to church when they celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Let's read this together. Martin was born in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. That's in the United States of America. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. His father was a preacher. So here we have a word that's a color, the blue color. A preacher is someone like this over here. This guy right here. This is a preacher. He's preaching, he's talking to the people, he's telling them about life, helping people. And his mother was a, can you say this word before I do? It's a long word. It's two words together. It's called a compound word because right here we put two words together right there. School and teacher. His mother was a school teacher. So Martin Luther King Jr.'s father was a preacher. His mother was a school teacher. Let's keep going. Martin liked to go to school. He always did more than his teachers asked him to do. Can you see the word more? That's the color red. He always did more than his teachers asked him to do. Do you know what the word more means? It just means if the teacher asked them to do this much, then they do this much, even more than they asked them. If the teacher asks them to read 5 pages, maybe they read 7 pages. If the teacher asks them to come to school for 1 hour, maybe they come to school for 2 hours. They do a little bit more. So Martin Luther King always did more than his teacher asked. That's maybe, here, look at all these books. This is him. He's writing here on the page. He's doing more. Here they're playing outside. Look at this place where they're playing. Oh, look right here. I want you to notice here. On this, there's a swing here. There's a rope here. But look at this rope. It's broken. Do you see how it's broken right here? I wonder why it's broken at their school. That's not good. Let's read. Martin's school was old. What does that mean, old? It means if it's new, we made it right now. If it's old, that means it was made a long time ago. It needed a lot of fixing. But the school for the white children was new. Oh, so Martin Luther King, who had darker skin, his school was old and it needed fixing. The children who had lighter skin, like mine, I guess, their school was new and it did not need fixing. That's not good. Martin, so the two words here, let's go back. Old was new. We talked about those words, yes. Martin and his mom and dad liked to eat out at restaurants and things, good food. But some restaurants would not serve them. Would not. It would not serve them. It would not bring them food. Some restaurants wouldn't do it. Why, I wonder? Why wouldn't they give it to Martin Luther King? Here they are, they're looking in, and look at these people in there. But it looks like he's sad. And his mom is looking at him. And his dad is walking on. Now here's a drinking fountain for water, and the water comes out just like that. And people can put their mouth in there and drink. Except for this one says, white. White. What does that mean, white? It's funny that they say white because my skin is not white. My skin is sort of pink or red or a little bit light. But they call that skin white. It's light, right? And for some reason we call it white. So this drinking fountain must be for white people, people with light skin. Martin could not drink from all water fountains. He had to find one with a sign that read colored. Now the word colored, it means darker skin back in the olden days. It's not a good word to use anymore, but back then they used the word colored and it meant people with darker skin. And they had special drinking fountains, I guess, for people with darker skin. This made Martin angry. Who can help me with this word angry? What does the word angry mean? Angry means, Oh, I'm mad. Oh, that makes me mad. That has to stop. That has to stop. That's angry. The voice is strong and it's not right. It's not good. He wanted to go to the best school. He wanted to eat at any restaurant because he always did more work, didn't he? He wanted to eat at any restaurant and he wanted to drink from any water fountain. That's right, Martin. You should be able to drink from any water fountain. And here are the kids with the white skin, the lighter skin. And it looks like they don't have any broken, they don't have, look, this is not broken. These are all connected. They don't have any broken ropes, do they? So their school is in better shape. Here he is standing in front of people talking. When Martin grew up, he became a preacher. Remember who else was a preacher? Martin's father was a preacher. Preacher, someone that speaks in front of people. Martin grew up and became a preacher. One day, he spoke to more than 200,000 people. Wow, 200,000 people. That's a lot of people. Martin said, look at all the people here. Martin said, I have a dream. Now here's the word dream. Do you know what dreams are? Dreams are two things, really. Dreams are when we sleep. When we sleep, we might see pictures and we might have stories when we dream. But then we dream when we sleep. We might see dreams when we sleep. But also, when we're awake, we might have a dream in our heart that says, I someday want to go to China. That's a dream of mine, to come and see you in China. That's a dream. Martin had a dream, and here is his dream. He said, I have a dream that my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin. So you can decide just because their skin color is dark or light if they're good or bad or something like that. And look, he waves. He said that to everybody in Washington, D.C. Now look, they're in a restaurant. Oh, look, they're in a restaurant. And they have a little bit darker skin. She has lighter skin. She has lighter skin. So you might say this is a white person and these are dark colored people. We don't say colored anymore. To say black people is okay. That's an acceptable term. Also, African American people, people that came from Africa but now live in America. Those are fine terms. You can say people of color, but you can't say colored anymore. It's not a respectable term. Martin made his dream come true. His dream of having people with dark skin and people with light skin all be able to drink from the same water fountain, to go to the same restaurants, to go to the same schools. He made that come true. It came true. It actually happened. It came true. It actually happened that now people can go to the same places and have the same opportunities for the most part. I think there are still some difficult issues with race and skin color, but we don't need to talk about that now. We're just learning about Martin Luther King. Now we can all eat in any restaurant. Look, they're eating in any restaurant. We can drink from any water fountain. Good. Go to any school and look at, they're drinking from the water fountain. Here's someone with dark skin, light skin, medium skin. And do you see how it says and? Let's go back. And ... There's an ellipses ... And then that means we're not done yet, but we're going to look at some pictures. Oh, that's a funny picture. and they're playing. Look, someone with light skin, white skin, white skin, black skin, black skin, playing together, having fun, and dream our dreams, just like Martin Luther King Jr. There's that word dreams again. To dream our dreams, just like Martin Luther King Jr. And here are all the kids in the beloved community. He said we could all live together. We can all live together and be happy together. We can all live together and take care of each other and be happy together, no matter what we look like, no matter if our skin is very dark, no matter if our skin is very light, no matter if our hair is very black, no matter if our hair is very light or blonde or white or red. It doesn't matter. We all will take care of each other, and the world will be a better place if we do that. So I'm just going to look at my clock here. So we have a little bit of time left. I'm going to say a few things, George. When you're reading this book, you want to understand something, you can go back and reread it. That means you can go and stop the video on a certain page and look at it very closely and reread it, right? You can always go back and reread until you understand it. Until you understand it. So we're going to go backwards through the story now, starting at the end, and we're going to look at some of the ideas and some of the words, some of the colored words, and then we should be done. I'm going to make this small again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Here are all the children together. They all look different and they're together. And Martin Luther King had dreams, didn't he? He had dreams. It wasn't the kind of dreams from sleeping, but they were the kind of dreams about, I'd like the world to be different, and I have an idea, a dream of how that could be. Can you read this one yourself? Read this word. And now this one. And now this one. And now this one. And now this one. And here's the name. Dream our dreams just like Martin Luther King Jr. Here are the children. See, at the end of the story, it's very happy because the children are playing together and they're drinking water fountains together. Look at how happy they all are. Why could they now? Well, because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. helped to change the rules. What did Dr. Martin Luther King do? Let's read this sentence. Can you read it ahead of me? Ready, go. Right. Martin made his dream come true. Now we, try to say it first, can all eat in any restaurant. Good. Now look, do you see the change that Dr. Martin Luther King helped with? Here's the change. Look at here. Over here is someone with white skin. Over here is someone with black skin. And over here is someone with light skin again. So people can be together and they know that everybody is beautiful and everybody can be together and be happy together and take care of each other. Here's Dr. Martin Luther King waving. Remember, he had this huge meeting when he said, I have a dream. And it was 200,000 people that came to hear him say, I have a dream that my 4 children will not be judged by the color of their skin. He said those words. They're very important words in the whole world and in America. It was very important. Yep, now we're going back, and we're going back to a time where we're seeing that the kids with the light skin, the white skin, have a very nice swing set here, but the kids with the dark skin, let's go back to that quick picture right here. They don't have a very good swing set, do they? They don't have a very good swing set. So it needed to be nice for everybody. Martin's school was old, remember? But the school for the white children was new, and that's not fair. It's not right. And it made Martin, what was the word? It made him, oh, what is it? That makes me mad. What is that word again? Angry. Angry. Yes. And at that time, the kids that were colored kids, they called them colored way back then, but we don't say that word anymore. The black children, the African American children, they had their own school and their own restaurants, and they were kept separate from the light-skinned children. But now they're together because of Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, this is an important one. Let's read this one. This is good. Martin liked, you say it before I say it, okay? Say it again. Martin liked to go to school. He always did more than his teachers asked him to do. He always did more than his teachers asked him to do. That's probably one of the reasons that he was so smart. He always did more. Do you ever do more than you're asked to do? Try it sometime. See what it's like. And where was Martin Luther King born? Martin Luther King Jr.? In Atlanta, Georgia. And when was he born? This is good to remember. 1929, Atlanta, Georgia. And his father, what did his father do for work? His father was a, say it, preacher. And his mother was a school teacher. Good job. So that's the story of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend Doctor. And here he is at the beginning of the story again, standing and talking. I have a dream. Wonderful, wonderful man, and a very important man for you, even in China. I'm sure that even people in China know that Dr. Martin Luther King changed things. And it helped people in China, it helps people in India, it helps people in America, all of these places because of his light. And maybe when you grow up, you'll be able to help people and to change some things that you don't like, that you see. You might see some things that you'd like to change, and you might have a dream of how to make the world a better place. I think you will. George, we need to say goodbye now. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, my friends. This is Timothy signing off. Thank you for a good lesson. Now I'm happier, you're smarter, and the whole world is a little bit smaller. Say goodbye, George. That's right. Bye-bye.